Piotr Szczerek. I'm saying the name out loud immediately at the start of this video so that way I don't forget how to pronounce his name. I'm sure I'm going to fumble it later on, but at the very least you can say I got it right once. Anyway, he has made such a colossal fool of himself that he has torched not only his reputation, but that of his company as well.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you like Penguinz0 MoistCritikal and other stuff like that, subscribe. Check out Charlie's original video, and if you're ready, comment ready.
Piotr Szczerek, Piotr Szczerek, it's crazy how quickly I already forgot how to say his name. Goober is a Polish CEO and multi-millionaire. He is the CEO of a company called Drogbrook. And I think I pronounced that incorrectly as well because I made that sound like a Warhammer 40k weapon.
It does sound like that.
And right now he's like one of the most hated people on the planet for a clip that just went insano style.
Watch this, guys. Oh my god! That's so messed up. That's so messed up. I'm assuming this is at the U.S. Open. Yes, it is at the U.S. Open.
This is far from the first time something like this has happened, but I've mainly seen it in baseball, where some oily dude who looks like he sweats grease and is anamorphing into a hot dog ends up like catching a baseball that was intended for a kid next to him. And in those cases, they typically try and cope by saying, "Oh, I thought it was for me. I wasn't sure. We were all trying to catch the ball," something like that.
Right.
This is probably one of the most blatant cases, though. So this is a tennis player named Szczerek. He was giving his hat to a kid, and the Polish CEO, Piotr, he had another idea right there. He fucking intercepts that, he snatches it out of the kid's hands, and then you can even hear the kid say, "No, what are you doing?" And the answer to that question is simple. He's looking out for number one. You don't get to be top of the food chain, big-time CEO without taking a little candy from some babies. That's it.
I mean, dude, it literally is like taking candy from a baby, what he just did to this kid, taking that hat.
Exactly what he's doing. He's giving this kid a life lesson. You thought you were getting a gift? Nope. Sometimes it's not Santa Claus that pays you a visit, it's Krampus. And right now he's coming in the form of a scrawny douchebag CEO named Piotr. And the story has a much worse ending for him than it does for the kid, because this blew up to such an incredible degree that Szczerek was able to actually learn about it and then meet up with that kid later to give him another hat as well as an autograph, so the kid got to meet him and everything.
Okay, you see, this is where social media can be a great thing, okay? So now the kid ended up getting a replacement and got to meet him like one-on-one, which is very nice.
Meanwhile, Piotr receives the ire and all of the tomatoes thrown by the entire world, and his company is now going up in flames because of his behavior here.
Wow.
But at least he has that hat that he took out of a kid's hands, I guess. That could go over the fireplace mantle, I suppose.
Dude, I mean, that is just insane to do that to a kid.
Now, I feel like I should put this in here somewhere because it's receiving so much steam. There is allegedly a statement from Piotr himself. There are even some outlets reporting this as like an official response, but I can find no evidence that Piotr or anyone that represents him actually made this statement. This to me feels like that initial Coldplay CEO situation where after he was caught cheating, there was a statement put out on his behalf even though he had nothing to do with it and it ended up being completely fraudulent and false. That to me feels like what this is because it is so comically villainous that I just don't believe it, and I can't find like any actual evidence to support its authenticity, but I'm gonna put it here anyway because everyone seems to be talking about it. I would say take this with a grain of salt. I'm not convinced this actually comes from him. This is what people are claiming is the original, and then when you translate it, you get this. The recent incident at the tennis match has caused...
Do you actually think this is from him, the CEO? Do you actually think that this is from him?
The disproportionate online uproar. It's all about the famous hat, of course. I love that statement. Like, even though I think this isn't real, I just love the famous hat. As if it's like the #1 soda drink hat from SpongeBob with Smitty Werben Jensen, whatever his name was. Yes, I took it. Yes, I did it quickly. But as I've always said, life is first come, first served. I understand that some people might not like it, but please let's not make a global scandal out of the hat. It's just a hat. If you were faster, you would have it. Regarding online hate, I remind you that insulting a public figure is subject to legal liability. All offensive comments, slander, and insinuations will be analyzed for the possibility of taking the matter to court. In the end, chin up, hats off, less venom, more sportsmanship. Like I said, I don't actually believe this comes from Piotr or anyone who
No, this is just like a public relations thing. It's clearly a PR nightmare for him with his paving company in Poland.
Represents him. I think it's just a bunch of fish paste here. It's too over the top. And someone like Piotr, a multi-millionaire CEO, would absolutely have a lawyer or a PR firm put out a statement on his behalf that definitely wouldn't have, yes, I did it, and yes, I did it.
That's exactly what I was saying. Exactly. And hey, everybody, if you're still watching, let's see if we can get 1 like on this video. That's the goal. 1 like. Thank you.
Quickly, if you were faster, you wouldn't have lost it. If you're not first, you're last. Though that would be a crazy twist if this is actually real. In that.
What is that a reference to? What movie and character? If you're not first, you're last. Comment it down below.
That's the statement they made. Adult reflexes are faster. I was just, evolution chose me to be the recipient of that hat. If that kid was meant to have it, well, then he should have acted quicker. Grow up, nerd. Could have been your hat if you were half the man as me. I would be very shocked to learn that this is real. I really think it's just way too over the top. And it seems like it is meant to be in your face and like eye-catching and incendiary. I imagine another like motivator for something like this isn't just to like take the piss. It's probably to further like ruin the reputation of the person, so people will make like.
I love that Charlie uses the reference "take the piss," which is a common saying in the UK. Nicely done, old boy.
Really inflammatory pieces like this, like with the Coldplay CEO, so that way people get even more upset, and a surefire way of doing that is threatening legal action against people that speak out against him. Sure. That is like the #1 sign that it's probably fake. While legal action is something a lot of these like rich fucking out-of-touch zombies in suits do, I can't imagine, and I certainly haven't seen many cases of them coming out and being like, if you say anything mean about me, you're being sued. That, so far, has been mainly reserved for fake statements like this. That definitely wouldn't be in.
That's what I'm saying. It literally seems like his PR team is just kind of like, yep, we're going to put this out. Just sign off on it. Okay, we're going to make this go away, or at least try to.
There, and it also wouldn't have, like, a sign-off with, like, like fucking poetry. Chin up, less venom. Hats off, that kind of thing. That's like almost like a Sonic the Hedgehog level thing there. That's just, it's not.
If you're still watching, comment less venom.
Real. I don't think this is legitimate. There's also another statement apparently from a law firm in Poland who is representing Piotr, who is making legal threats about people that are insulting him and slandering him online, which I can find no evidence to being true. I haven't seen that law firm make any statements about the actual case that they're representing.
Because if that's true, if he has lawyers going after people, they're going to have their hands full because there's a lot of people talking about it.
Piotr in or anything of the sort. It all just seems like a wild goose chase here. This seems to be the new common trend where anytime there's like a big drama story, a bunch of people will scramble to make up some fake shit around it so they can post it online for some immediate updates to try and get paid off of like Twitter engagement farming. That seems to be the goal of it, and it just creates a bunch of confusion and muddies the waters so then you don't know what's true and what's not with it. Right. I did also want to drop this little nugget here in your lap that I learned about. So he is apparently an amateur competitive tennis player himself, whom I imagine is going to be the heel going forward in all of his matches. Most people are probably going to be booing him from this point forward when he competes. And he actually has a private tennis court at his home, and his wife was quoted saying, "It was the most wonderful gift of my life. Our employees came up with the idea, and my husband helped them implement it." Now,
okay,
far be it from me to question the workplace culture here. You're telling me the employees said that their boss deserves to have his own private tennis court? It was their idea? Really? I don't...
Why, yeah, why would an employee say that? It just seems very out of place.
Does that happen in Polish companies? Do the employees love their bosses so much that they get together and say, we want our boss to have his own private tennis court? Can we do that? Come on, guys, let's band together and let's try and pitch this idea to our boss that he should have his own private tennis court in his home. What do we say, huh? What do you say about that? He's a superstar. We love him. I'm just trying to imagine.
It just doesn't make any sense. I agree.
Imagine that perspective over here in America in the corporate world. Like, Bill Gates does an interview. It's like, yeah, I wasn't convinced that I needed a 4 billion mile yacht, but well, all my Microsoft employees said, Bill, you deserve it. So I said, okay.
Bill, you deserve it.
I guess for you guys, I'll go ahead and try and find a way to get that made. I don't know, it just feels so weird to me, that statement.
It's disingenuous.
I mean, maybe the employees really do love him, and they all banded together to try and help him with the private tennis court as like a good idea. I don't know. Right. He doesn't really seem like a guy that's easy to love. He's literally taking a fucking hat meant for a kid at a tennis court in front of everybody. No shame at all.
No shame.
Even when the kid's like talking directly to him, he just ignores the kid, pretending he can't hear him. He doesn't seem like really a great guy that a lot of people would cheer for and be behind, but I guess maybe this is just one of his lower moments. Maybe he didn't even see the kid there. Maybe he thought the hat was meant for him. And the resistance from the kid, maybe he thought the kid was trying to steal the hat from him. Who knows? Maybe there's a perfectly reasonable explanation. I'm kidding. Obviously, there's not. There's no way to justify blatantly just taking this hat from the kid. I don't know. The guy seems like he super sucks. Anyway, Piotr, big douchebag. That's about it. See ya.
Yeah, for real. So, all right. What are your overall thoughts? Okay, because clearly this guy Piotr over here is not a great person to be able to do something like this. So, do you agree with Charlie? Do you disagree? Let me know. If you made it to the end of this video, leave a comment saying END, END248, and hit that subscribe button if you like reaction content. It's free, you know, and let's see if we can get one like. All right? So till next time, if anybody out there has not said it to you yet today, you are awesome and you are worth it. See you next time. Peace.